That was the first thing I was like, how are we going to do this? When St. Jude told us that we didn't have to pay a single bill, I was like, wow, they pretty much have saved us.
It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders, and now your focus is supporting this child.
There is not another hospital like St. Jude. The patient care is unmatchable. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
Hey, Dr. Phil here. I help people solve difficult and trying personal problems every day on my TV show, but there's one problem that's just got me stumped: childhood hunger. Nearly 16 million children in America struggle with it. That's 1 in 5 kids who may not know where their next meal is coming from, despite the fact that there's more than enough healthy, nutritious food out there to feed them all. Now, I don't know about you, but that is unacceptable to me. Luckily, the Feeding America network of good people is out there collecting surplus food and giving hope to hungry children and their families at local food banks all across the country. But let's face it, they can't do it without your help. Join me in supporting Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
The following is a production of WEGL 91.1 FM.
That ball is gone! It's a walk-off home run for Stephen Williams!
WEGL Sports,
The Tigers are headed to the College World Series!
where every
Lewis is gonna score! Touchdown Auburn! Touchdown Auburn!
game
They're not gonna keep him off the field tonight! Holy cow!
lives. It's now time for the Extra Point. Auburn's best sports talk personalities on Auburn's best station.
We the North are now we the champions. The Raptors, the 2019 NBA champs.
Auburn's most watched sports TV show, Auburn's best sports talk radio show.
Lillard, long range three, and it's good! At the buzzer! Damian Lillard! Are you kidding me?
Call in at 334-844-9345 to join the debate.
Oh my God! Deep to right field, way up there, and way out of here! Second deck walk-off home run! Grand slam, Bryce Harper!
Lock in. The Extra Point starts now on WEGL Radio and Eagle Eye TV, presented by WEGL Sports, where every game lives.
Here we come. Yeah, here we come. Hey, here we come. Hey, here we come. Here we come.
And welcome inside the Extra Point here on WEGL 91.1 and Eagle Eye TV. Hello, everybody. Once again, as always, it is your handsome, beautiful, dashing. I want to use the word haberdasher, but I'm not sure that works in that sentence. Jared Dillard, and joining me in the studio are my lackeys, and Carter Bird, Devin Foreman, and Jack Hart. Carter, we will start with you. How are you doing today?
I'm great, Jared. How are you?
You know, I'm doing good. I'm fighting an illness right now. I really am.
What illness?
Being around you. Yeah. Oh, the good one, right? Oh, what gosh. How was your break?
It's fantastic.
How was the Iron Bowl?
It was awesome.
Yeah, it was.
Oh man, radio booth was a fun time.
I bet it was. Devin, let's move over to you. Devin, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm alive. I'm feeling alive right now.
I could definitely see that.
Yeah. I'm ready. I'm ready
Jared's
for a
in the
big
happiest mood he's been on a Tuesday show in a long time.
Yeah, usually come in so down.
There's a reason why I'm happy. There's a big reason why I'm happy. Jack, finally, I know I talked to you yesterday, but how you doing today?
I don't like the way that sounded.
Doing well, Jared. It's very cold outside. That's all I have to say.
All right. I mean,
this weather ain't no joke.
Short and sweet.
Short
Love
and sweet.
it, Jack.
It's cold.
If you want to call in, you can at 334-844-9345. That is 334-844-9345 to join the show. Or you can ask a question in the live stream on Facebook, Twitter, Periscope, and YouTube, and we will answer it live on the show. The reason why I'm happy, the reason why I'm so cheerful, right, is because I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, right? This semester is winding down to an end. I see the light, and I'm heading toward it. And on top of that, I just want to point out that I was the only one to pick Auburn in our pick'em.
That's fair.
Gotta believe. You gotta believe.
The light at the end of the tunnel for me is I have 3 days left of class at Auburn.
You know, I said that 2 years ago.
Except I'm not sticking around for 4 more years.
Okay, first of all,
I'm not sticking around for a second term as a student at Auburn.
It's 2 years, and I said the same thing as well. And then, life comes at you fast. But let's go ahead.
Going to 15 different other schools, including Oregon, Texas, Mississippi State, and
I might. You never know what they have for you. Go Ducks. Pac-12 championship coming up. We'll talk about that later in the show. But talked to Jack about it yesterday. Carter, Devin, this is your first time late on this show talking about the Iron Bowl. And I don't want to run into the ground, but War Eagle. And what are the initial reactions from that game? Run me through the emotions that you went through and what I consider to be the second best Iron Bowl in history. I believe that it's up there. I mean, I know that we can argue. I don't think we can argue that it's better than the kick six. I mean, I think that's just something special, right? How that ended.
The game itself, I think, is
the game overall, yes.
Because the kick six, the finish was nuts.
Yes.
The finish was what was like legendary about the game. But that game on Saturday, from wall to wall, could not have been more random. Could not have been more exciting. Crazy. There couldn't have been more. Like, there was thing after thing after thing that happened. I mean, Auburn took a 7-point lead in the second quarter, and a minute and 10 seconds later are down by 7.
Yeah. No, you're exactly right. I know there's other games such as, bow over top and punt, Bama punt.
Bow over the top was because Auburn had won in 9 years.
Yeah. I don't know what name this game is getting.
If it's not pick six, I'm upset.
It's either, I know that people have tried to use the word doink. I'm not sure that's going to work very well.
No.
Pick
doesn't sound good.
Pick six is a good one because
pick six because you have 2 pick sixes that win you the game.
Yeah.
And it's on the 6th year anniversary of the kick six.
I know.
To the day.
They're taking
You can call it the second one.
They're taking whatever. I don't know where I was going with that.
What are you trying to the taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3? What?
I know that they're trying to take the rendition of punt Bama punt and name it kick Bama kick because obviously they missed. But
when they miss once,
they only missed once.
Can't do that.
It was a big miss.
You can't have in the title, like, if you're gonna make it kick Bama kick, you can't have 2 kicks there and then them only miss 1 kick.
Yeah. Oh no, we'll figure out a title soon. But
it needs to be pick six.
Pick six. Well, I mean, we can call it that. We can at least call.
Then you have punt Bama punt, kick six, and pick six.
I think the name I suggested to Jared after the game was Kicks Are Knicks's Knicks.
I was not. I'm gonna be honest.
Never ever. Nope.
Without
throw it in the trash.
Without getting in trouble live.
Horrendous.
Without getting in trouble live on the show, I was not in the right frame of mind after the game. So I don't know what Jack said, and I just now remember you said that. So take it from there.
Wow.
It's trash. Sorry, Jack.
Look, on this show, we'll call it pick.
I agree, Dre. I'm with you.
Don't ruin his Tuesday like that. What? We'll call it pick 6 on the show.
You look me in the eye and tell me that was a good name.
Let's go. What we talking about?
We'll call it pick 6 on the show. That'll go down in our lore and history. But Devin, I want you to run me through the emotions of the game for you.
Bet. Well, I was able to be right there when he kicked in and hit the field goal post. So it was I was the pick and the kick 6 was crazy, and it ain't touching that, but it was just a magical moment, and the game was crazy. And to be honest, I'm about to ask this question. We got an argument. I think Waddle, he might be the fastest dude in college football for real. I'm just being honest. We had angles on this kid. This
he's faster than everybody on the Auburn defense. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he burned us.
He caught a 25-yard comeback, and then just ran to the sideline and then turned up. It was Forrest Gump, where he runs to the sideline and does a 90-degree turn, and he just outruns everybody.
But don't act like the defense just running all dudes running like 4-5. Them boys running 4-3s too.
I mean,
he was leaving them.
Javaris and Igbo are.
All right, he was leaving them.
Speaking of which, Igbo, maybe the best game of anybody that nobody thinks about it in that game.
You know, he's definitely.
You didn't see his name called once. Actually, okay. When they tried to throw a super bogus pass interference on him, they got picked up because the ball was. When you look at the replay, the ball's not even on the screen.
Yeah.
2, it wasn't pass interference anyway. Yeah. It was great coverage.
I think you really got to give a shout out to Igbenogany for, years ago switching from wide receiver to DB, and he's become quickly a very staple point of that defense. On top of, give shout out to Jacoby McClain. Great game by him.
Best game in an Auburn uniform for McClain and Smoke.
Yes.
Smoke Monday.
Yeah. So I mean, McClain, SEC. Well, no, he was also National Defensive Player of the Week for. I'm trying to think of the sponsorship. He won National Defensive Player of the Week, and I believe he's SEC Defensive Player of the Week as well.
And then Derek Brown won Lott Trophy Player of the Week.
Yeah. So awards going out. Carter, how was the emotion of the game for you?
I tell you what, I got nervous. When I felt Auburn had their momentum killed by the Waddle kick return.
Yeah.
I felt good at that point.
That was on me, by the way.
When we had, what do you mean it was on you?
Because I made in the control room, I made a statement saying, "Oh, we may actually score 30 points," right when he caught the ball on the kickoff, and then he ran it back. So
I mean, I don't.
It's on me.
It's still factual.
It's on me. We did eventually, but it's on me.
Okay, fair enough. I wouldn't have put that on you, but you put it on yourself, so I can't argue with that.
Other people put it on me.
But yeah, at halftime, I felt decent actually. I just knew that Auburn had to come out and get a stop to open the second half. And the end of the first half may have been some of the most confusing stuff because we knew he was down up in the radio booth. We were talking about it, so the clock needed to stop, but it didn't. So Alabama leaves the field, which I believe should be a penalty. And then they went to the review monitor, put a second back on, and we hadn't looked up the rule about stoppage kicks like that coming off reviews. They did it exactly correct, and Auburn executed it perfectly.
Yeah. I mean, in those situations, it's not like the ball's placed and time runs, and the referee always starts and stops clocks.
Well, yeah, but so in that instance, there's the only way Auburn gets a kickoff there is because of review. It doesn't happen otherwise.
Yeah.
Because otherwise Auburn has to get up there, snap it, and just throw a deep ball to the end zone, which is not likely to score, especially when you're banged up at receiver the way that Auburn was. But we were also confused about why did Alabama get the ability to go to the sidelines for about 45 seconds right before the kick. without there being a timeout call on the field. Because we thought in the radio booth that it was a timeout because their entire team walked to the sideline and the coaches were on the field. So we were sitting there like, they just called a timeout. That's the dumbest thing ever. They're just gifting us an opportunity at this field goal. Well, it turns out they didn't. And then it turns out Auburn just executed everything perfectly. And the refs handled the rule of the review time stoppage kick exactly right. And Saban doesn't know what he's talking about when he goes to half, yelling about a completely different rule with spiking the football. But yeah, I mean, that was huge. It was huge, especially because of we'd seen Anders Carlson struggle the previous weeks, missed his last 4 from 40 plus.
Yeah,
and he got his holder back, and it was like a different operation.
Did he win Special Team Player of the Week anywhere?
He won SEC Special Teams Player of the Week. But when you go back and look at the field goal operation against Samford and go back and look at it on Saturday. Against Samford with a new holder, and we already knew it was a new snapper, he would wait until the ball was actually placed down before he even approached it, which is why the operation was slow, which is why Samford was allowed to get a block. But then when you put his holder back in there, he has the trust in Sage to get the ball down, that he's taking steps and approaching the ball before the ball's like on the snap, like he should. It's a different operation. I think getting the first one was huge, and then I think he was money from then on.
Yeah.
But the ending was awesome.
The ending was awesome, and we'll get to that after this commercial break, as we need to go and compose ourselves again, and then we can go and talk about the ending of that wonderful game this past Saturday. That being said, we'll come back in about 2 minutes as you're watching and listening to Extra Point here on WEGL 91.1 and Eagle Eye TV.
The skills you can develop as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you an edge in the high-tech job market of tomorrow. The Guard offers career training to take advantage of your skills in science, technology, engineering, and math that can help give you a leg up to a high-paying and rewarding STEM profession. Gain practical experience with emerging technology and equipment not found in the civilian world. The Army National Guard can get you started in an array of STEM-related career fields such as information technology, communication systems, special forces engineers, technical engineering, air traffic control, and chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear science. Get a head start on your career in an exciting new field while earning money to pay for college, all while serving in your own community. Log on to NationalGuard.com or talk to a recruiter in your area to learn about all of the STEM career opportunities available to you in the Army National Guard. Sponsored by the Alabama Army National Guard. Aired by the Alabama Broadcasters Association and this station.
Want to help pull the plug on cyber terrorists? Or get the skills to work with satellites and other space technology? How about learning the avionics inside stealth fighters? And do you want to reach your goals fast? You can do it and take your life to the next level in the Air National Guard. Because you serve part-time, you do it in a way that works for you. You can achieve your career and educational goals with plenty of time for family and friends. The Air Guard offers nearly 200 career specialties, so you'll get the high-tech skills you need to kick your career into high gear. You can also be eligible for college tuition assistance. The best part is, in the Air Guard, you'll be making a real difference by serving your community and country. So get your future off the ground in the Air National Guard. Call the Alabama Air National Guard at 1-800-TOGO-ANG or visit goang.com/AL.
And welcome back inside the Extra Point here on WEGO 911 and Eagle Eye TV. Hello, everybody. Jared Dillon, and joining me in the studio is Carter Bird, Devin Foreman, and Jack Hart.
Let's go.
As we talk about that crazy ending to the game.
Before that, I want to talk about the second pick six.
Second pick. Okay,
the first pick six was awesome.
We'll go second pick six,
and then
Sean Shriver decapitating a man, and then the doink, and then 12 men.
So the pick six in the radio booth was maybe, besides the illegal substitution penalty at the very end, may have been the most hype moment up there in the booth. Brad Law was celebrating so hard that he broke the rim of his glasses and the lens fell out, so he just was out of his glasses for like the rest of the game.
Solid.
He ended up getting it fixed, I think yesterday, but yeah, it was just like it got so loud up there, and we could hear like the crowd came through in the radio booth louder than I've heard at any point this year, and it was awesome, and it was great. And then the ending, props to Stan White. He could not have been more all over that. Yeah. He was calling for the illegal substitution like 5 seconds before the call was even, like the flag was even thrown, because he saw everything playing out exactly like it did, and he was unbelievable.
There were the 12 men on the field, the pick six, which the stadium, while I wasn't in there, absolutely erupted. And the picture that will last decades, Sean Shivers absolutely just lowering the boom.
Where'd that come from?
I don't know, but Sean Shivers was
that
running.
Man's got
running
30,
mad.
35 pounds on Sean Shivers, and Sean Shivers
leverage.
It's that thump.
Almost
that
killed
thump.
him on the field.
Yeah,
that's that thump.
I thought he fumbled.
He gave him that thump though, for real.
From that camera angle, I thought Sean Shivers fumbled because something went flying, and I did not think it was a helmet.
The joke in the radio booth was, do they call targeting on offensive players for just ruining a dude?
You should have called the cops. That's what it really was.
The fact that
Xavier
he didn't even
McKinney,
touch him. The fact that he didn't touch him after that, like it was like he didn't touch him.
McKinney's a first round draft pick.
Yeah, and Sean Shivers just showed him up. That's a
come
big
with it,
moment.
bro.
People are gonna when Sean Shivers, I assume, eventually gets drafted wherever he may be in the NFL draft. The first highlight ESPN's going to show is going to be that play.
When he gets drafted as a Trendon Holiday kick return specialist,
maybe. Yeah, maybe. I think maybe the Seahawks have a use for him. They like small guys.
I mean,
wow.
I mean, look, that's the whole point. He's on the smaller side. And I think he embraces that because obviously it don't matter. He popped McKinney, didn't he?
His celebration where he beats his chest is the funniest thing, man.
Obviously, there was also the doink. All I heard.
That was just. It was funny how like the stadium got silent for like a quick second.
It's
it was
a
like
tale as old as time.
It was like and then just, pop, and then about to
Alabama
like
kickers, man.
Alabama kickers. It's
my
just
favorite storyline every year. Every year, and it stays true.
And from what I know, he's played well this season. And then it just kind of
he's the second or third kicker for him because the starter got hurt.
Yeah,
and he's not played in a long time. Boulevaz, I don't know. Honestly, don't know where he really came from. I know it says in his Twitter bio that he's an Army Bowl All-American from high school.
Solid.
But you're such a hater, bro. This guy right here, he don't get nobody credit for that. Just say that. You ain't have to say that. Just be like, he was a. Don't say it says he was. Come on now.
I'm just reporting facts. I mean, it says in his Twitter bio.
I
don't know if he was actually on the field. I didn't watch the Army Bowl.
Take that man for his word.
I don't know if you heard it, but I definitely hit my head on the mic.
I heard it. But yeah, I mean, you knew when it came down to a kick that there was a good shot. The pressure and the moment would get to Alabama. And I don't think it was that much on Boulevard's. I don't think it was that much on him. I don't think he had a good hold. If you watch Jared, if you follow our boy Pat McAfee on Twitter,
yeah,
Pat McAfee
breakdown.
broke it down.
Yeah,
and basically said Mac Jones leaned the ball the wrong way, and that's what caused the draw, and that's what caused the hook, and what caused it to hit the upright in the loudest
way possible.
The loudest I've ever heard an upright get hit.
I also saw on Twitter that Marlon Davidson might have gotten a pinky on it as well. It's hard to see on the camera, but that ball was flying pretty close to disaster there as the linemen put their hands up.
It was definitely a beautiful moment. Obviously,
we'll take it, though. Appreciate you.
We'll take it. Leads to the 12 men.
Well, hang on. Before that, the play before the field goal, Derek Brown bats that ball down.
Mm-hmm. That was huge.
Go watch Jeremiah Denson. If that ball gets through Derek Brown, that is 95 yards the other way for a touchdown. Jeremiah Denson jumps Najee Harris's route, and he is gone, and he knows it because he goes hands to the head, and he knows he has a pick six. And that would have been something.
And then it really would have been named pick six. I mean, I don't know many games where 2 pick sixes happen for the same team. I don't know if there's been any for 3. And Auburn would have. That place may have been actually louder if that happened.
Did Auburn return 3 against LSU in the interception game? I know that they returned 2. I mean, but they picked off, 4 or 5 passes in the fourth quarter alone?
It was
the guy threw 6 picks in the game.
Solid. They're playing on freshman difficulty on
That's his
14.
scholarship.
Yeah.
That too.
And then obviously the 12 men on the field. And I think there was, I know for the radio booth, it seemed that Stan was on point on it.
All over it.
It seemed as though there was 3 seconds of confusion, and then once Nix is pointing down the field and everybody realized Waddle's down there, it's like
because a lot of people don't know this. You don't have to get the snap off.
Yeah.
You don't. You have to be in formation with the ability to snap it.
It's 2 things. As long as either the ball is snapped or Alabama sets up in the formation ready to go and they pretty much broke with 12 guys, that's a penalty. And they were in formation.
So it was Sipos runs on, and that triggers the punt return unit to run on for Alabama. Jalen Waddle's 45 yards down the field. And then they see the offense still out there. So, it's Sipos is on the field with the offense. Alabama has the opportunity to sub because Sipos is on the field. So the ref gives them time to mass sub the defense back on. And so they do. Jalen Waddle's still in the field. That's how you get the flag. It is soft as can be by Nick Saban to go into his post-game press conference and call it unfair. That's so soft. And then he said they didn't get the opportunity to sub. I've watched the video. They subbed 11 full players onto the field after the ref held the subs up for them. I mean, that's ridiculous.
If you would have told me at the beginning of the game that Alabama would score 45 points, but Auburn would still win because Aaron Sipos lined up at wide receiver, I would have thought, what? And that's what happened.
Well, I'm glad we did kick it to him because Waddle going to take that to the house.
I don't think we were going to give him the ball in the air. I think that ball is going to be kicked directly out of bounds.
Please.
Much like, again, bringing up our guy Pat McAfee, Jared, when the advice he was given when kicking to Tyreek Hill, he was told, I believe, by Shane Leckler, take the snap, turn directly sideways, and kick the ball out of bounds. He said, do not let 10 touch the ball.
Yeah.
I don't think Jalen Waddle was going to get a real opportunity to touch that ball, much like he wasn't that time that Sipos punted it about a yard out of bounds. Now, the entire, Sipos actually had a heck of a game. He had a heck of a game. Anders had a heck of a game. Waddle had a heck of a game, obviously. But guy came in with 3 touchdown catches and walked out with 6. But I do find it ironic that Saban wants to call it an unfair rule when in the Alabama football complex, in giant letters on the wall, it says no excuses because we're basically using a giant excuse.
That's what the stadium remodeling is for.
Excuses?
They're getting rid of the no excuses guy.
Well, you know, I think a big thing, and we'll go to break with this, is, man, where in the world is Jerry Jeudy gone? You think about it, and
he's guaranteed first round, top 5. Doesn't matter what he does. Period.
Well, he saw a lot of Igbenogany, who did a good job.
And then when you got Waddle, doing what he doing?
Hey, going off your 45 points and Sipos lined up at receiver, what if I told you Alabama was going to score 45 points and Auburn was going to get touchdowns from Sean Shivers and Sal Cannella? How would you think that game had gone?
45-14.
I said 45-21.
Yeah.
No, just us scoring 48 points on a legit team. That's really good.
If you told me Auburn had
most points
touchdowns.
Saban has given up since 1999 when Drew Brees dropped 52 on him. Most penalties Alabama's had with 13, or most penalties a Saban team's ever had with 13.
And Andy was telling us yesterday, Gus Malzahn is 19-0 when there is a defensive touchdown.
Auburn's now 7-0 when Alabama comes in, and then both teams are ranked.
And Auburn still only has one loss when they swag surf in the fourth quarter.
RIP
Georgia 2 weeks ago.
When I saw that, I said, "Oh Lord." Last time we did this, and
then we did it on the field, and then played Dixieland Delight. So hope that was fun.
I laughed at that one.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, we lit though, man. Appreciate y'all, Alabama, for all that.
All right, let's go ahead and head to our quick commercial break, and when we come back, we'll have more of the extra point as we head over to the National Basketball Association. Yeah, as we get ready for that, you're watching and listening to Extra Point here on WEGL 91.1 and Eagle Eye TV.
Hi, I'm Harrison Smith. You may know me from my work as Scuba, one of the hosts of the hit award-winning show Nerdcore on Weagle 91.1 FM. But what you may not know about me is that I'm a website enthusiast. That's why I'm here to tell you about WeagleFM.com. It's our hotspot on the web with live broadcast articles and more. It's like a gift that keeps on giving. Tune into your favorite shows at any time with a 24/7 online stream right on the homepage. And don't forget to check out the schedule for our station's full selection of music, sports, and talk shows. For the sports fans, there's articles aplenty covering all of the current events in football, basketball, and beyond. For those music fans, Weagle FM has got you covered. We have album and concert reviews and theme playlists for any mood. We even have live musical performances with Weagle Sessions. There's more than enough content here to keep you procrastinated when you really should be studying for that test. That's right, we know you've been slacking off. Get back to it, lazy. So, no matter what sound you're looking for, we've got it only on WeagleFM.com. That's WEGLFM.com and Weagle 91.1 FM, Auburn.
Attention men under the age of 35. You know what really impresses the ladies? When a guy has a few drinks and later gets pulled over for buzz driving. That could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. There goes let's grab dinner and a movie. Oh, I know. You drive more carefully when you're buzzed. You've proven that hundreds of times. A woman admires that kind of confidence. And you've practiced how to speak if a cop does pull you over. Slowly, clearly, and politely like, "Good evening, officer." A woman admires that kind of foresight. And what woman doesn't find it adorable that you call it buzzed even though the law calls it drunk? You could kiss $10,000 goodbye, along with any chance of having a girlfriend. Because nothing says, "I'm a catch," more than a guy who lives in his parents' basement and calls it my place.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Who in here trying to start a riot? Trying to start a riot.
And welcome inside the Extra Point here on WEGL 91.1 and Eagle Eye TV. Hello, everybody. Jared Dillon. Join me in the studio. It's Carter Bird, Devin Foreman, and Jack Hart as we segue and shimmy our way into the NBA. Well, we've been gone since Thanksgiving break, so a lot of things have happened in NBA. Just not too long ago, Melo getting Player of the Week in his conference. Some people have gripes about that. I mean, James Harden did drop or average 40 points last week. He had 60 and 3/4 against the Hawks. Jack may want to cover your ears on that one. But Melo is Western Conference Player of the Week in the NBA. Maybe is it Melo time?
Is he really though?
I mean, they put up.
Or
stats.
are we like, hey guys, Melo hadn't been here in like 2 years. Let's give him this one.
They put up stats. They showed Harden's stats from the week. They showed Luka's stats, and then they showed Melo. Obviously, Melo's third because those two did far and away better. But he was named Western Conference Player, and people got up in arms about that a little bit.
Man, that's just 1 week. James Harden get that probably 20,000 more times.
I will say, I knew something was a little up when I saw the graphic of him and Giannis. It was in the same ESPN graphic, and they had their stats on the bottom line, and Giannis' stat line just dwarfed his. Giannis had averaged 7 or 8 more points a game, 5 or 6 more rebounds, 3 or 4 more assists. I was like, come on, man. Surely there's somebody in the West that matches up better.
Hey, can we please we need to send out what them thing called when you looking for someone?
APB?
Yeah,
APB.
We need one of those for what their name is, Zion, man. Where they do that, bro?
Is he still hurt?
It's December.
It's been 6 weeks, hasn't it? 6 to 8 weeks.
It's December.
Hey,
where's this dude at? I need
Jared. I hate to say I said so, but I raised concerns about his durability.
Where is this
Let
dude?
me go see what I can find.
Can we find him?
Oh, there was
Have he been working out?
There was an update 21 hours
Better
ago.
have. Because in summer league, man, he was
big.
He was a cheeseburger or two from being legally obese.
Jack, where is he?
Okay, so
Jack,
reported yesterday by Andrew Lopez on Twitter. Yesterday was actually the 6-week mark, so he was out for 6 to 8 weeks. Yesterday was the 6-week period, and he's saying that Alvin Gentry, the head coach of the Pelicans, says that Zion's itching to get back to the court.
Man, he ain't playing.
But he has not. He has not
that means
started.
That it's another month.
He ain't
another month.
He has not started on-court activities yet.
What?
Oh God,
he's
so out of shape.
They said the team is being overly cautious on him.
Man, it's December 3rd.
He's not going to be able to play more than 14 minutes a game without just being about to die on the court.
So
really, bro?
Yeah.
I mean, he got winded pretty quickly at Duke.
Exactly. So
and if he hasn't done anything for 6 weeks, man, I'm worried about him.
I'm sure he's still working out.
They just said first on the he probably did a couple workouts, but still that ain't doing nothing.
He's not doing anything on the court, but I assume he's still in the weight room.
So he's in a pool.
Can we talk about?
Probably.
He's in a pool.
Probably.
That's gonna get him ready.
He's in one of those
A
zero
pool?
gravity treadmills where that your waist is in a bubble.
Really?
He might. I mean, you got to take care of your number 1 pick.
He ain't playing, man.
So what we may see him. I'm probably thinking after Christmas. The Pelicans play on Christmas Day, don't they, this year? Because of
Break him out on Christmas as a Christmas present to the Pelicans fans.
I mean,
he gonna play 2 minutes.
I feel like we won't see him until January, but maybe we'll have to see.
I mean, at this point, I'm just gonna until I see him on the court. I'm gonna say he's not gonna play until March.
All right, so it's
for Duke or for the Pelicans.
So can I bring in my boy right quick while we talking about that? So JaVale is better than Zion Williamson. Yes,
I mean,
appreciate you.
Can you argue that?
I mean, considering the man hasn't logged a minute in the NBA, no, you can't argue that. JaVale's logged thousands upon thousands of more minutes.
Yeah, appreciate you. I just want you to hear it. I just want you to say that. That's all.
I just want
to. I just want to.
That was the dumbest one.
I just want to back you into a corner where you can say
argument.
it. I just need you to say it.
I just kind of want to look at. Can I get to JaVale McGee's stats for this season?
I've got it.
John Morant gonna be Rookie of the Year though. Easy.
All right, JaVale McGee this year, 7.1 points.
Solid.
6.4 rebounds.
What?
Solid.
That mean a double whenever you want it.
What?
Let's go. Come on. Keep on coming.
Look, I got to see and find out math.
He is 64% of the way to a double-double on just rebounds.
No, that's just, them averages. So, more than likely he probably going to have.
You just said that's a double-double whenever he wants it.
Yeah, whenever he wants it. If he's averaging 7 and 6, that means if he could just put a little extra effort in, that's 6 more. They're like 4 more rebounds.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sure JaVale's out there just really giving it 65% effort on a nightly basis.
He got 4 points and 10 rebounds against the Mavs in 16 minutes.
He did what?
4 points, 10 rebounds against the Mavs in 16 minutes.
Can you stop bringing?
He's still 6 points away from a double-double.
Can you please just stop bringing them?
No.
Cause they really not legit.
Because the Mavericks should be 2-0 against the Lakers right now.
They're really not legit.
The Mavericks?
Yes.
I think they're pretty solid.
Oh,
No,
they're
they're
a
not.
solid team.
No, they're not. They just got Luka.
Definitely a playoff team this year.
No, they're not.
This is when
They just got Luka done. That's it.
They definitely have Porzingis.
That man ain't doing nothing.
And they definitely have Jalen Brunson and Maxi Kleber and the whole crew.
Wow.
Seth Curry.
Wow.
JJ Barea.
Wow.
All those players are better than JaVale McGee.
That's dead.
That's the truth.
You should be tested immediately.
I have been, and I am a little bit crazy.
Exactly.
All those players are better than JaVale McGee.
That's dead.
No cap. I ain't taking that back.
JJ Barea is smaller than my feet. What's up?
You had a question, Carter?
Question.
He said something about feet, and I kind of just threw it out the window.
He said JJ Barea is smaller than my feet.
That's what I thought he said.
What?
What's up?
Can we talk about the decline of JaVale from last year to this year?
Sure.
I'm looking at it right now. What do you think he averaged last year? What do you think he's compared to what he's averaging
He
this
probably
year?
averaged like 14 last year.
12.
12, okay. 12.
And how many rebounds?
Let me give about 8.
7.5.
Okay.
So it went from 12 and 7.5 to
Solid.
7.1 and 6.4.
What's the minute differential? Like
he is averaging 5 less minutes.
Okay then.
That's half his totals, man.
I'll let you.
Yeah, I mean,
you're telling me JaVale McGee, who right now in 17 minutes, he's only playing 17 minutes a game, dude.
And I guess that goes back to
it's 48-minute games.
Load management. Load management, bro.
I do not understand why you just want to die on this hill that JaVale McGee is a half competent player in the NBA.
Because he is.
he loves JaVale.
They coming.
Looking at the games.
Hang on. Let's pull up Dwight.
Why are we still arguing about this? Why is this the argument?
Because it's our running segment. This is our MJ versus LeBron debate.
Well, there's an article on ESPN.
First Take did for like 4 months straight one time.
And this is an article on ESPN saying James Harden is the greatest scorer since Michael Jordan.
No, KD. I have to give it KD. I'm at the going that though. James Harden can score, like he's unguardable, but KD can do it every well. So I have to go KD on that one.
Okay, let's shelve that. Let's start with this first, and then we'll go back to that.
Wait, the JaVale?
Yes.
I didn't even hear what you said about what you want to change it to.
He want to go right to JaVale.
I just was gonna bring up Dwight Howard's stats.
Yeah, we'll go Dwight Howard, and then we'll go his KD comments.
Okay, good.
Dwight Howard is averaging 6.8 and 6.9.
Nice.
In essentially the exact same amount of minutes. He's putting up the exact same stat line. So wait, does that mean if JaVale McGee is like one of the best centers in the entire NBA, does that mean Dwight Howard is one of the best centers in the entire NBA too? I broke this man's brain.
Yeah, you broke my brain too, because I'm now hearing an echo of us in my headset.
To be honest with you, I'm going to say this right now. Yes. The Lakers got 2 top 30, baby. We got 2 top 30.
That means somebody got pushed out.
We got 2 top 30.
That goes back on his comments earlier that if you start in the NBA at any position, you are top 30.
So JaVale's
if you're going to make Dwight and JaVale both top 30, then one of the
Somebody
other
else
supposedly
suck.
top 30 centers.
Yeah, somebody else sucked when they threw. Yeah.
Probably the Warrior center, whoever he may be.
Exactly.
A month ago, you said.
Don't try to bring up other folks' comments a month ago. You can't do that because when I did that, you had a whole problem about that. So don't do that.
Oh, I don't want to get into that conversation.
Hey, can we just go to college football, please? So that one, I got some stuff to say. Please, don't get into it, please.
I mean,
this is a great NBA segment. So wait, the KD statements? Do what?
So ESPN had an article that's saying that James Harden's the best scorer since MJ. Devin said that, KD, he can do it from anywhere on the court. James Harden can score, but KD's just all around, universal,
I mean, if you looked at, I think KD's the best scorer, pure scorer maybe ever in the NBA. I mean, because if you look at him, he has the ability to hit legitimately any shot on the entire court. Whereas go look at Harden's shot chart. If it's not 2 feet, then it's
30,
25 feet, 30 feet. There's no 15-footer in there.
Yeah.
And but KD has that ability. KD can post you up and hit the turnaround jump shot. I mean,
you can't do nothing about it either. You can't do nothing.
And so that's why I think that Harden is scoring at an unprecedented rate, and as far as his scoring averages and everything, no, we've never seen anybody score the way he's scoring. But as far as the best scorer, I think KD's a better scorer.
Hey, I have a question if you this for Jared though. It's for you too. It's really for anybody. If you on a fast break and you got one person to choose between Westbrook and LeBron coming at you, who would you rather pick?
Wait. So
you're on defense and you got either LeBron coming at you, Westbrook, or Giannis coming at you. Who would you rather pick?
Yeah,
Who would you pick coming at you?
Well, anybody but Giannis.
Yeah, I pick LeBron. I pick LeBron.
I would like it to be Westbrook because I feel like Westbrook, there's at least a chance that he could get himself a little out of control and I could pick up a charge.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Giannis.
Okay, I can take that.
I mean, if
I'm taking Giannis.
But
Giannis.
LeBron has.
Do you have a death wish?
Giannis is so long that he could jump straight up in front of me and probably dunk from almost halfway to the free throw line.
He would Michael Jordan Space Jam me.
He'd probably jump. He'd probably just jump over me. LeBron has one, body control, and two, I'm not sure I want to try and take a charge from him with the fact that he's probably got 40, 50 pounds on Westbrook. I just don't want that.
Yeah, Westbrook ain't gonna. He's gonna go around you. He ain't gonna go through you. I assume
he might go through you, but I'd rather take a charge from him than the two guys that weigh.
I'd rather take
235 pounds and up.
I'd rather take a charge from a moped
than
might
be the two most genetic freaks in the NBA.
I'd rather take a charge from a moped than a big 18-wheeler. Pretty much.
Yeah,
I mean
that's exactly it. That's like saying, would I rather have to tackle Darren Sproles in a Oklahoma drill versus Derrick Henry? I mean,
give me Derrick Henry, bro.
You'd rather tackle Derrick Henry?
Oh no! I thought I don't know what y'all. I didn't think. I don't know what I heard. Okay, nah, bump that. You can have that.
Let's go get Devin checked out.
Give me nobody.
Yeah. As we'll head to our quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll have more of the Extra Point here on WEGL 9011 and Eagle Eye TV.
Okay, so Sarah, I'm dropping you off at Emily's?
Yep.
And Josh, you're going to?
Soccer, Dad. Soccer practice.
Right. Oh, by the way, I just wanted to let you know when I pick you both up, I'll be wearing my short shorts.
What?
No!
Yep, and my dorky dad hat, and I'm gonna do my dad dance for all your friends. They'll love it!
Seriously? Why?
Because I like my short shorts. Of course, I could be talked out of it if you guys would just buckle up your seatbelts without giving me a hard time.
It's important to get your kids to buckle up for safety, no matter what it takes. And sometimes, all it takes is your parental powers of persuasion.
Okay, we're buckling up.
See, all buckled.
Good choice. I'll just have to do my dad dance at dinner time.
What?
No!
Do what you have to make sure your kids are wearing their seatbelts, even on short drives. Never give up until they buckle up. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council. Visit safercar.gov/kidsbuckleup for more information.
Unexpected reactions to smart financial decisions brought to you by feedthepig.org.
Well, I finally did it. I opened a 401k.
So you're giving up? Just like that?
Giving up on what?
On getting an inheritance from a distant relative.
Don't you think if there were a billionaire in the family, we'd know about it by now?
Listen to me. We are one phone call away from riding horses on our own private polo grounds. One call from christening yachts, having a butler, using summer as a verb.
How do you figure?
Look, everyone's got a rich uncle somewhere. It's statistics. So the best thing you can do is just prepare for the inevitable.
Right, which is why I thought maybe it would be smart to take control of my finances. You know, start using a budget, get out of debt, set some retirement goals.
Budgets? Debt? You watch your mouth. Retirement shouldn't be a goal for us. It should be a way of life.
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
Hold up. Whoa, 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 whoa. Get out the way, get out the way, get out the way, yeah. Yeah. Get out the way, get the up on my way.
And welcome back inside the Extra Point here on WEGL 91.1 and Eagle Eye TV. Hello, everybody. Jared Dillard, and joining me in the studio is Carter Bird, Devin Foreman, and Jack Hart. As we continue our discussion, we swerve right back into college football, talking about the big old landscape. So, Alabama fans, you can uncover your ears and open your eyes, as we're talking more of Black Monday yesterday and some coaching changes from around college football. But before we get into all that, Devin, you said you got something to say about college football.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, if you have followed the show, you know I cannot stand Tennessee. You already know that. But I've changed. I've changed.
He's a changed man.
I've changed. Now it's Ole Miss. Technically, I took Tennessee spot as the worst fan base ever.
Why?
All right.
Tell us why.
So, I'm pretty sure everybody have seen the Egg Bowl finish. You know what I'm saying? My boy scored a touchdown.
Yep.
The celebration.
Yep.
In the heat of the moment, he just got caught up in the moment. And the kicker shanks the kick. Okay. And now they're trying to blame my boy for pushing them back a couple of yards.
I mean, he did do it.
I think the kicker messed up too. But he makes the extra point if he doesn't get the penalty.
You don't know that.
I mean, I guess we don't. But also,
we look at the kick and just look at the trajectory and everything.
We need to do something, because I just don't like the fact that everybody's trying to blame him for just. He actually got us. He got y'all that close. He got y'all to 20. I think it was like 2021 or something like that.
21-20 final Mississippi State. Yeah,
2021. So he got you the touchdown, and then he just celebrated. It's no big deal. Then they just.
It is a big deal because. All of a sudden, the 19 or the 20-yard kick becomes a 35-yard kick, and your odds go down significantly at 35 yards than they do at 20.
Now, if you're asking me,
don't you just glare at me? You know I'm right.
Now, if you're asking me,
to make his kick.
College football doesn't need to go down the route of the NFL. Being more lenient on celebrations.
I didn't see nothing wrong with it.
I thought you were gonna say back up the extra point.
I'm waiting for college football to actually back up the extra point. I think it's gonna happen.
No, because Alabama misses
not
way
going
too
for
many
that.
extra
Alabama's
points.
not going for that.
You think Nick Saban's gonna let them back up the extra point when he can't make 20-yard field goals right now?
Oh man. But yeah, college football needs to let up on the celebrations. I mean, that's just good old rivalry celebrations. But that's neither here nor there.
My argument is I think Alabama's fan base is worse.
Who has the worst fan base?
Look at how
overreactive they are.
Yes. Boulevards, who we've established that field goals are a 3-man operation.
True.
They're a 3-man operation, and if any one of those 3 guys messes up, you don't have a chance.
True.
I mean, the poor...
And he has 100% of the blame, even though there's a bad hold that contributed to his miss.
True. I mean, the poor kicker that I can't remember his name from 2013.
Cade Foster.
If
you're a kicker...
He got death threats.
Yeah.
They came after Boulevard so hard that he had an iPhone notes apology that he posted on Twitter on Sunday.
And he didn't have to apologize for anything.
He apologized?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Joseph Boulevard.
Yes.
He apologized to the Alabama fan base because they came after him so hard.
And that's ignorant on his part. Why did he do that? Why did he sit there and apologize?
Well, I feel like
did Mac Jones apologize?
He should.
Well, nobody's thinking about Mac Jones cost him the game because Mac Jones did ball out everywhere else, and nobody's thinking about his hold on the final kick.
Carter, if you was that kicker and you apologize, I'm coming in. I'm texting you. I'm like, hey man, delete that.
I'm texting you. Delete
I
that.
mean, to be honest with you, Boulevard probably thought that, hey, this is the best way to put an end to the death threats that he's probably getting.
Yeah. I mean, I would not be surprised if...
Who expected him to make the kick? That's what I'm...
I thought we were going overtime.
It was a 22-yard field goal.
I thought we were going overtime. I'm going to be honest.
Man.
Until I heard that doink.
It was a 22-yard field goal.
Whenever Bama's finna kick, I don't believe... I think the opposite.
It's 2 yards longer than... Or no, it's a 23-yard field goal. It was, what, 2 or 3 yards longer than an extra point?
I thought it was a 30-yard field goal. I can't remember these days.
Oh, I thought they got to like the 5-yard line.
They wasn't that close.
It was a 30-yard field goal.
It was 30 yards.
Whatever.
Which is still chip shot.
Okay, then that means a chip shot for the dude from Ole Miss.
That's still 5 yards farther back. Wait. By his logic, he said, who expected him to make a 30-yard field goal? Who expected him to make a 30-yard field goal? But the Ole Miss kicker that's kicking a 35-yard field goal.
5 yards. Really? You expect a man to hit 30, but he can't hit 35.
No, you're saying you didn't expect Alabama's kicker to hit from 30.
That's an Alabama kicker. Anybody else, I'm with that. Anybody else, I believe.
That's fair. I don't have a counter argument.
Anybody else, I believe.
You can literally just pull the words Alabama kicker out, and that's the only argument you really need to make.
Did Devin win an argument against you?
I win every day. I win every day. It's not no one. See, it's every day. That's why I ain't celebrating, because I've been doing this.
What we're going to do is we're going to head to a break.
Yeah.
And we'll let you guys handle that off the air.
Have you ever won?
And when we come back from our 5-minute break,
name another argument.
We'll be going to, as you guys did argue, we'll be going to the NFL on the other side of the break. You're watching and listening to the Extra Point here on WGL 91.1 and Eagle Eye TV. I'm going to turn you guys off.
We can take this outside.
Unexpected reactions to smart financial decisions brought to you by feedthepig.org.
Well, I finally did it. I improved my credit score.
You're kidding, right?
No.
How are we supposed to be the bad boys of electro-synth pop if you're out there being responsible? The band is about to be discovered. This is our year.
Yeah, you've been saying that for a while now.
You think anyone in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame was worried about their credit score?
I never really thought that.
Of course they weren't. Rock stars aren't supposed to think about that kind of stuff. We're supposed to think about how many guitars we've smashed, write aggressively sensitive power ballads, start questionable fashion trends, tragically break up and blame creative differences.
All right. I thought maybe it was time to take control of my finances, you know? Start using a budget, get out of debt, set some goals.
A budget? Debt? Set some goals? Listen, I knew that we'd have our creative differences, but I was hoping they'd involve a little more scandal.
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
Dave, what are you doing?
Just sending a gift to Dave 2037.
Who?
Me in the future. I save a little money from every paycheck as a gift to Dave 2037, so he can spend it on things like anti-gravity boots or a hologram Doberman, something cool like that. I think Dave 2037 deserves it. He worked hard. What are you getting Steve 2037?
I guess I was thinking Steve 2037 would just fend for himself.
Well, all right, but don't expect to be borrowing my anti-gravity boots.
You want to have money in your future? You got to start saving now. Putting some money from every paycheck into a savings account or contributing to your 401k can make a big difference later. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free ideas and easy ways to save, go to feedthepig.org. That's feedthepig.org.
Hey, let's just hope Steve 2037 doesn't get his hands on a cool time machine, because he is going to come back here and knock some sense into you.
This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
A promise was made. A promise that hit the beaches of Normandy. A covenant that split the skies over Berlin. A vow that captured Iwo Jima. A promise was made. A solemn oath that liberated Seoul. A sacred trust that defended Khe Sanh. A pact that dug in Da Nang. A contract that weathered Tet. A promise was made. A pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq. A bond that patrolled door to door in Fallujah. An IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar. A promise was made to America's veterans. A promise we all must keep. DAV fights for all veterans and their families so they get the health care, financial benefits, and support they earned. If you're a veteran who needs help or you'd like to help us keep the promise, visit DAV.org.
Hey, Dr. Phil here. I help people solve difficult and trying personal problems every day on my TV show, but there's one problem that's just got me stumped: childhood hunger. Nearly 16 million children in America struggle with it. That's 1 in 5 kids who may not know where their next meal is coming from, despite the fact that there's more than enough healthy, nutritious food out there to feed them all. Now, I don't know about you, but that is unacceptable to me. Luckily, the Feeding America network of good people is out there collecting surplus food and giving hope to hungry children and their families at local food banks all across the country. But let's face it, they can't do it without your help. Join me in supporting Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
Sharing has never meant as much as it does now. We share the things we love most in life for the world to see. But what if we could actually do more with our sharing than just collect likes? What if this sharing could be used to make a difference? Now there's a place where we can put all that sharing to good use. The National MS Society is asking people to make a difference and share what they love with someone else who loves it too. Whether it's surfing, dancing, or whatever is important to you, we've created a place that'll help you get your experience out to the world. If you have a story, share it. If you have a solution, share that too. Join us at wearestrongerthanms.org, because together, we are stronger.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
El que San Jude no cobra ni un centavo para nosotros significa quitarnos todo ese estrés, esa preocupación y podernos enfocar en nuestra hija.
That was the first thing I was like, how are we going to do this? When St. Jude told us that we didn't have to pay a single bill, I was like, wow. They pretty much have saved us.
It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders, and now your focus is supporting this child.
There is not another hospital like St. Jude. The patient care is unmatchable. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
Dad, we need to talk.
Can we just enjoy the drive?
If you're not going to listen to me, who will we listen to?
Jeffrey. Marcia Gay Harden? What?
Eyes on the road, Dad.
What are you doing? What are you doing in my back seat? How did you get in here?
You're getting older.
Not that old.
Your brain's changing. It's natural.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Honey, I've got experience with this. Jeffrey, brain health is all about making the most of your brain as you age and helping to reduce some of the risks to your brain.
Really? Now that's interesting.
So, you'll talk to her about this, but not me. Marcia Gay Harden? Where did she go?
Learn what you can do to help keep your brain healthy at brainhealth.gov. She didn't say goodbye? I mean, I would have. Visit brainhealth.gov.
The following is a production of WEGL 91.1 FM.
That ball is gone! It's a walk-off home run for Stephen Williams!
WEGL Sports,
The Tigers are headed to the College World Series!
where every
Lewis is gonna score! Touchdown Auburn! Touchdown Auburn!
game
They're not gonna keep him off the field tonight! Holy cow!
lives.
Ain't no mercy, ain't no mercy.
And welcome back inside the Extra Point here on WEGL 911 and Eagle Eye TV. Hello, everybody. Jared Dillard, and joining me in the studio is Carter Bird and Jack Hart. I mean, Jack's been here for an hour, but for 45 minutes, he's mentally not been here, but he's back and he's ready to go.
Jack Hart with a haircut.
Yeah, Jack with the new haircut. You know, Jack, it's looking good. You look good, man.
Thank you. Carter told me I looked 15 years older.
I said you look 15 years more professional and 5 years older.
What does that even mean?
I mean, it looks like I've had a job for 15 years, I guess.
I mean, I guess it's a good thing, right? We're going to head over into the NFL. So I guess we got two options. We can talk about Monday Night Football. That was a really good game. It was. Or we got something up our sleeve that I just happen to put into the system now that nobody knows about, and we could have our first ever segment on it. Where do we want to go?
Well, I think we should start with the Thanksgiving games.
I guess that's where we're going. And we're going to start with America's team, I guess. So,
Are they America's team?
Yes.
Everybody hates them.
With that being said,
That's why they're America's team. It's the one thing we can all agree on.
Let's go ahead and bring in the Extra Point's newest segment, and that is being Cowboys Corner.
Dun 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 dun. Stampede! Go you Dallas Cowboys, go!
Oh, it is fumbled by Romo, and then Romo's going to run to the end zone, and he's going to get tackled by Jordan Babineau. Amazing! Damn them Cowboys!
Should he be fired? Absolutely. Will he be fired? Never.
I'm telling you, he love him some Jason Garrett, okay? Jason Garrett can lose every game. It doesn't matter.
Aikman touchdown! Unbelievable! Aikman touchdown! Unbelievable! Aikman touchdown!
I dwell in the past.
Damn them Cowboys. They did it again. Losing to the Bills 26-15.
Somehow it didn't hurt them, which is the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah. Go boys. 6-6 now on the season. And it was
as incompetent as the Cowboys are, the Eagles are equally, if not more so, incompetent.
Yeah, and I mean the Eagles second in the division, 5-7. Doug Peterson said that they are quote a long shot.
They have a bye. They had a bye win basically against the daggum Miami Dolphins,
and they slipped up.
They let Ryan Fitzpatrick,
Fitzmagic,
become Fitzmagic.
Yeah,
this is why I hate the NFL sometimes.
It's wonky this year. It's wonky, it really is. The Bills are 9-3.
I feel like
the Bills are one game behind the Patriots.
Yeah, the Bills are good.
Yeah,
way better than the Cowboys.
Yeah,
as we saw on Thursday.
Once the Bills get their offense going, which has been hit or miss, the defense, they're great. Offense, if they can get going, you better watch out.
The X factor for the Bills this year has been Josh Allen's legs.
And, I mean, he's having a Cam Newton-esque season as far as rushing touchdowns for the past 2 years. And that's really ignited this Bills defense that struggled. They've had a great defense. I mean, Sean McDermott, defensive-minded coach, he's been a DC in a couple places. He goes up to Buffalo and he changes this program around. And it's the defense that's been leading the way. And it's finally this year that the offense is finally starting to show up. And that's exactly why you have that 9-3 record for the Bills. And that's exactly what we saw on Thanksgiving when they played the Cowboys and just made Dak make some terrible decisions. And that was all up front on the D-line and the linebackers, making things impossible for Dak to get any kind of rhythm in this game.
Yeah, and if you look at it from a stat perspective, you look at Dak's stats, 32 for 49 pass attempts. That's your first kind of, oh no, this game's not going the way they want it to. 355 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Like, it on paper.
Like, when you're throwing for 350 yards and you have 15 points to show for it, that's crazy.
Zeke only carried the ball 12 times. He had 71 yards, but 12
barely
times.
ran the ball last week.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they won't run him.
And it's funny enough because the Cowboys took a 7-0 lead.
Yeah,
they drove for the next 3 quarters, scored 8 points.
They had a 9-play drive, took them right down the field to open up the game, and after that, they were just MIA for the entire game until the touchdown in garbage time, essentially, at the very end of the game. And it was just, it seemed like Garrett had the first drive scripted, and then they just started winging it, and it really went off the rails. The Bills defense was making all kinds of turnovers.
Shout out to Cole Beasley, former Cowboy, coming back in.
Cole Beasley,
balling out.
Game.
Yeah, 6 receptions, 110 yards at a touchdown. Amari Cooper played well, 8 receptions, 85 yards, no touchdown to show for it. But I don't know.
Who is Vintel Bryant?
I was looking at that. I don't know who that is. I'm assuming it's Des Bryant under like a fake name. Because they needed some weapons, I guess.
No, actually, no.
Des Bryant's going to sign with the Patriots.
Because I think the CBS said that Des Bryant with the touchdown. Oh wait, the other Bryant, because he just read the last name and I guess he was so used to it. So yeah, Vintel Bryant with the reception and a touchdown.
That's a fake name.
I don't know who Vintel Bryant is.
He's on the Cowboys apparently.
If you click on his.
Isn't he one of those guys with no pictures?
He went to Temple.
He is in a Bengals jersey
on
his profile.
Go Bengals.
He's still a rookie? Question mark.
6'3", 205 pounds.
He may have been drafted by the Bengals.
He is a rookie.
Jared, I think you're older than this guy.
I'm older than a lot of guys. I'm 24.
Yeah, you're older than him.
But
2019 season stats: 1 reception, 1 touchdown. That play in the Cowboys game was his only stat.
You know what? That consistency.
I'm confused. How did his projected end of the season stats is somehow still 1 catch for 20 yards? How's that work?
He's not gonna see the field again, I guess.
Well, no, he's gonna magically gain 5 yards without catching a ball.
Probably a penalty. I guess
that's the Cowboys' way, I guess. But I don't know. I don't know. As a Cowboys aficionado, is the best way I'll put that. I don't know what to do about this team. They're inconsistent, right?
Wait,
do you want me to go on the same rant I went on before Thanksgiving?
No,
because that's exactly why things played out the way that they've played out.
I mean, we're looking at basically a 49ers versus Cowboys playoff game right now,
where the 49ers are going to beat them by 28.
Yeah, and it's going to be ridiculous. I mean, I don't see any way the Cowboys don't win this division, considering how awful Philly has been.
We just have to hope and pray that the Redskins can save us all.
Oh, yeah, the Giants, I guess, are mathematically eliminated.
Yes, because
they're
2-10.
And the Redskins are 3-9.
But they're not mathematically eliminated.
I mean, this team has the weapons. This team has the playmakers. They got Dak, and he can play well. They got Zeke. He's one of the best running backs in the league. They have a defense that, yes, is off and on, but they have good linebackers. They have Sean Lee.
You have great edge rushers.
They have the best 1, 2, 3 QB running back, wide receiver, probably the most complete trio in the league.
Yeah, you have great wide receivers.
They have Michael Gallup and Randall Cobb.
And Vintel Bryant.
And Tony Pollard, who's one of the better backup running backs.
You have everything that you need. The coaching is, I guess, it's just that inept. Like, I don't know if Jason Garrett knows what he's doing. I don't know if he just looks at a play sheet and kind of just circles, oh, this looks good. Well, I guess he's not calling plays. It's Kellen.
Yeah, I was about to say, if you ever looked at him on the sidelines, he doesn't do anything.
That may be a
claps,
problem.
He smiles, and he tries to give high fives that his players don't reciprocate.
I don't know what it's going to take to get Jason Garrett out of there, but I don't know that he's the answer. I don't know if he can be the answer. I don't know if you even ask him a question, he would be able to verbally give you an answer whether or not he is the answer for the Cowboys. It's ridiculous. You got to find somebody else to get that team excited.
Have we ever had a coach get fired in the middle of a season while his team is in the division lead? Because this could be
what coaches had a scandal? That's the only thing I can think about. What coaches had a scandal where...
I mean, the only thing comparable I can think of is when the Titans fired Mike Mularkey after he won them a playoff game.
And that's close.
Oh,
it ain't
I was
really
really
what you're
hoping
looking.
you were going to make a Malarkey pun.
No, this sounds like a bunch of
That's
malarkey.
a softball.
Is that what you want me to say?
That's a softball.
Yeah. Yeah. I have class. Thank you very much. But I don't know. Jason Garrett's not the answer. They need to find somebody.
But like,
I don't even care to get Bielema from Arkansas, from New England. Right? Find somebody. I don't care anymore. It got to be somebody.
Perhaps the funniest part of all this is if the Cowboys get rid of Jason Garrett, supposedly the New York Giants are interested in hiring Jason Garrett to be their next
And we know the Giants are, smart guys who make good rational decisions.
Daniel Jones with the 6th pick in the NFL draft.
I mean, the funniest part of this is that the Cowboys might beat the Bears next week, just because the Bears.
I don't know, man. Did we see Mitch Trubisky?
He played well. He had a bounce back game. He played well.
That was Pro Bowl Mitch back, man.
But the Cowboys, they got to find somebody.
That is
Pro Bowl alternate.
Detroit does have one of the worst defenses in the league.
Is there a possibility that Baylor's Matt Rule jumps ship? That's been kind of the message board rumors. Matt Rule comes in, fixes up Baylor, looks pretty good. He's from Texas. Apparently, Jerry Jones, pretty cool with him. Could he end up at Dallas?
I just don't see Jason Garrett going anywhere. Like it's a moot point.
What do you mean? How is he not going to go anywhere at this point? The foundation is being set for him to be fired. Just go look at Jerry Jones's comments. Jason Garrett's actually gone after this year.
He may already be gone. His office may be cleaned out already. He's just kind of sitting at home, working from home these days. And the moment the season ends, snapped.
He just literally shows up on Sundays and walks out on the sidelines, and they tell him to stand there.
Yeah.
He's like the Queen of England. He's
just
a
puppet.
placeholder.
Yeah, he's a puppet. He's a puppet right now. But I don't know.
Matt Luke's available.
No. No. Let's go ahead and go to our next commercial break. And when we come back, then we'll talk about Monday Night Football and the rest of the NFL on the other side of this break. You're watching Let's Think Extra Point here on WGL 91.1 and Eagle Eye TV.
Okay, Simon, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. And what do people normally wear?
Clothes.
Exactly. So now Mommy's going to teach you how to dress yourself. Clothes keep us warm, they look good, and if we go out without them, the neighbors will talk. So it's important to know how to get dressed. Here's how it's done. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole, or you have to start all over. If you're wearing a tie, it goes over, round, through, and pull tight. Tuck your shirt into your pants and zip up your fly. Socks going first, then shoes right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops. The rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears.
I love bunnies.
Good to know. Now remember, spots don't go with stripes, socks don't go with sandals, and if you've tucked in your shirt, wear a belt. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But spending just 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier and could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. For fun 2-minute videos to watch while brushing, visit 2min2x.org. That's 2min2x.org. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
Why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Having trouble finding Connor's middle school? Would you like directions?
No, why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
No, I'm tired of fighting with him over homework.
Home walk restaurant. Need a review?
No, I need help. He's very smart, but his mind wanders. He's disorganized.
I think I understand.
Oh, good.
Finding best potatoes for French fries.
No!
Russet. Fingerling. Yukon Gold.
Why don't you understand me?
Sorry, I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
For the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues, this is what life can feel like. Explore understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues, designed to help your child thrive in school and in life. Understood.org, because understanding is everything.
Brought to you by understood.org and the Ad Council.
Tasted blood and it is sweet.
And welcome back inside the Extra Point here on WEGL 911 and Eagle Eye TV. Hello, everybody. Jared Dillard, and joining me in the studio is Carter Bird and Jack Hart as we continue to talk about the NFL. And we'll go right into Monday Night Football, which was a pretty good game. Had a lot of fireworks. Unfortunately, I didn't really watch until the halfway through the fourth quarter. I was too busy doing other things. But pretty much, Seahawks, big win, 10-2 now. Vikings fall to 8-4 on a 37-30 win for the Hawks. And Kirk Cousins apparently heard this on the broadcast. Now falls to 0-8 in Monday Night Football starts. I guess that's just Kirk Cousins things. Don't really know what I can say about that. But the Seahawks 10-2. The Seahawks now lead their division. After they're 10-2, same as 49ers, but they do have the tiebreaker win over those said 49ers. They do play again on, let's see. Seahawks play the 49ers again on the last game of the season at 3:25 on December 29th. So if both teams can at least run the table or something, we could be seeing some interesting setup here on that final game of the season. It may be kind of hard for 49ers to run the table as they currently have the Saints next, followed by the Falcons, Rams, and then Seahawks. We'll see what the Saints do. Or we'll see what the 49ers do. But what are the big takeaways this weekend in the NFL? Not all at once.
I mean, taking a look at it, the Raiders have really fallen off the shelf after they look.
Do we expect them to be for real ever?
Well,
I think
they're a year away.
They kind of tricked me because they were looking okay. They were vying for a playoff spot. They were in it for a little while on tiebreakers after the Colts lost, and then they proceed to go out and get housed by the Jets, and then whatever happened in KC on Sunday.
I mean, there was that overreaction Monday where I said, before the Jets lost, I said the Raiders could possibly run the table, and then they absolutely got backhanded by the Jets, and then demolished by the Chiefs. So that was definitely an overreaction. But I guess it's in the heart of the segment, I guess.
The Chargers continue to find ways to lose games.
What, 4-8, but they have a positive point differential?
That and the way that the game ended on Sunday with the Broncos getting basically a free pass interference call that gave them a easy field goal attempt.
Yeah. The Bengals getting their first win over the Jets. Not really sure what's going on with the Jets. They're very hot and cold.
They are. They scored 34 points 3 weeks in a row, and then turn around and score 6.
So I don't know what happened. I don't know if there's something in the air.
I don't think Darnold went out and got super wasted and made out with any girls after they got crushed by the Bengals.
He still might. You never know.
Doubtful.
We talked about it kind of briefly, but the Dolphins got a big win over the Eagles. Eagles self-destructing at this point, it seems. And the Dolphins, although Devin's not here, weeks ago, we did make fun of them, saying the Dolphins may get 5 wins. And they're currently sitting at 3. and they just so happen to have the Bengals and the Jets on their schedule. 5-win Miami may be an actual possibility.
So
people.
wait,
I mean, if they continue to open up that bag of tricks that got them that special teams touchdown.
they ran the Colts trick play the way it was supposed to be run.
Don't bring that up.
Jared, the Patriots lost.
Yeah, they did. Screw the Patriots. Big win for the Texans as New England.
Hang on. Y'all are talking about this Dolphins schedule, and y'all haven't even brought up the fact that they have the Giants on there, too.
They do?
It's at the Jets, at the Giants, at home versus the Bengals.
Who's last?
At the Patriots.
I see 4 wins on that schedule.
I mean, Jared Stidham, 2 pick sixes.
I see 4 wins on that schedule. Yeah, I mean,
the AFC implodes and the Dolphins somehow get this. Well, no, that's not even possible because there's teams with 10 wins already.
You know, what was I going to say? The NFC's kind of just locked up. It's kind of just done its thing. I assume NFC West winner of the division, and then the runner-up, whether that's the 49ers or the Seahawks, who knows. The Vikings look to run away with that. Wait, hold up.
Yeah, I don't see the Rams catching a playoff spot the way they've been playing.
Hold up. Let me make sure I got all this right in my head. Let me look at the current playoff standings. As over in the NFC, Green Bay kind of running away with the division. The Vikings just a game back of the Packers. Now, here's the thing. The Rams are not out of it, but they definitely got to start playing ball now.
Well, yeah, you just got to look at what games the Rams have left, and that's when they become more out of it.
So you look at
the Seahawks, the 49ers, and the Cardinals, who have all given them trouble. Well, the Cardinals haven't, but the Cowboys are on there. In order to get a playoff spot, they're going to have to not lose to the Seahawks and 49ers, which I don't think will happen.
Carter, you going to say something?
So I just happened to look up and see this on the Miami Dolphins page on ESPN. Okay, how many yards does the Dolphins' leading rusher have, and who is he?
Is it Laird now? After he took over a couple weeks ago?
So you've had so many. They've had Ballage, Drake, Walton, and Laird.
Yeah.
Who do you think the leading rusher is, and how many yards?
I'm going to go Laird, 275 yards.
Okay, it's lower than that, and it's not Laird.
Is it not?
It's not Laird.
It's definitely not Kenyon Drake. I guess it's Walton.
Mark Walton with 201 yards. Is the leading rusher for the
running
Dolphins
back by committee
this season. The guy who started one game before getting popped for PEDs.
Oh, so he's not the one that got kicked off for getting charged with battery. That's not that. That's the other one.
I think he got popped for PEDs. He may have gotten that too.
Oh, that's the same guy. It's hard for me to keep all the Dolphins running backs right now. That may be that.
Yes.
Oh, that is him.
He was cut for,
I believe it's battery on a pregnant woman.
woman.
Yeah, that is your major Tuesday morning yikes.
Wow.
Yeah. But 5 wins is definitely. I did not know how to segue out of that. I apologize. But 5 wins for the Dolphins. I mean, this is a team that is. I feel like there's a little bit of giddiness around Miami right now. Like, and look, they're not good. We know that. But I feel like their fan base is like, I still think they want Tua, and I think that Tua's kind of falling backwards to where he'll still fall into their lap.
If they get to 6 wins, if they win their next 3 games, do you give Brian Flores Coach of the Year for winning 6 games with a tanking team?
I mean, either that or they need to make him work on overcoming adversity because he definitely did it. So that's going on right now.
They go 6-10. He might be up there with Mike Tomlin for Coach of the Year.
Yeah, give them an extension. I think Mike Tomlin's going to win it. The Steelers keep going the way that they're going. Speaking of Mike Tomlin, Steelers revenge game, 20-13 victory. Freddie Kitchens is definitely kind of in the hot seat right now. is heating up. I think the Browns fans have kind of soured on him.
You can't lose to the third string quarterback of the Steelers when they're without Juju Smith-Schuster. You can't. That's embarrassing.
Yeah. And for the Browns, they could have got that win. They would have been 6-6. Not saying they would have done anything with that record, but they definitely would have been in the hunt. And they let the Steelers they let Steelers go. They let them go. Like, I don't know how Mike Tomlin has pretty much taken this broken mess of a team, put some duct tape around it, no pun intended, and made it into a 7-5 contender.
So had the Browns won that game, they'd be
6-6.
6-6.
Steelers would be 6-6.
With Bengals, Cardinals, Ravens, Bengals left on the schedule.
That's 3 wins.
They would have gotten to 9-7, and potentially in the playoffs.
What I would assume is the 6th seed in the AFC.
Yeah, I mean,
they're not catching Buffalo.
What is brutal for them when you look at this schedule is the loss to the Broncos and the loss to the Steelers.
Games that they shouldn't have lost. Games
they
where
should be 7-5, 7-5 on pace to win 10 games.
Yeah, games that they were in, and they just, for whatever reason, right? And in 5-7, I mean, with the Browns' history, pretty good. I mean, you can definitely complain because you should be a lot better than that. But hey, I guess it is what it is. We're gonna go to a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we'll have more of the Extra Point here on WGL 91.1 and Eagle Eye TV.
Okay, Simon, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. And what do people normally wear?
Clothes.
Exactly. So now Mommy's going to teach you how to dress yourself. Clothes keep us warm, they look good, and if we go out without them, the neighbors will talk. So it's important to know how to get dressed. Here's how it's done. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole, or you have to start all over. If you're wearing a tie, it goes over, round, round, through, and pull tight. Tuck your shirt into your pants and zip up your fly. Socks going first, then shoes right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops. The rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears.
I love bunnies.
Good to know. Now remember, spots don't go with stripes, socks don't go with sandals, and if you've tucked in your shirt, wear a belt. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But spending just 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier and could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. For fun 2-minute videos to watch while brushing, visit 2min2x.org. That's 2min2x.org. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
Why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Having trouble finding Connor's middle school? Would you like directions?
No, why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
No, I'm tired of fighting with him over homework.
Home walk restaurant. Need a review?
No, I need help. He's very smart, but his mind wanders. He's disorganized.
I think I understand.
Oh, good.
Finding best potatoes for French fries.
No!
Russet. Fingerling. Yukon Gold.
Why don't you understand me?
Sorry, I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
For the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues, this is what life can feel like. Explore understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues, designed to help your child thrive in school and in life. Understood.org, because understanding is everything.
Brought to you by understood.org and the Ad Council.
I'm about to be the only. Everybody gonna know me. Gonna be the only one to take it on. I'm about to be the only. Yeah, it's more than just a feeling. It's got me breaking through the ceiling.
And welcome back to Extra Point here on WGL 91.1 and Eagle Eye TV. Hello, everybody. Jared Dillard, and joining me in the studio is Carter Bird and Jack Hart. Come on, guys. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. We're going back to college football. Do we want to go? We got 3 areas we can go. We can go Clemson and Dabo Sweeney's comments from today. We can go kind of Auburn into the bowl season, where they're projected to go, and talk about that. Or we can talk about college football's Black Monday, where all these coaches got the axe.
I want to talk about that.
Okay.
I want to talk about all these open jobs.
So, do we want to talk about all these open jobs, and then let's also talk about Clay Helton? And we don't really know what's going on, but sure.
What about Chris Peterson?
Yeah, that one.
Chris Peterson stepped down in the middle of the day yesterday out of nowhere.
That one was, man, and I almost said he pulled. He didn't pull anything, but he kind of did the whole "I got to do it for my health" thing. Maybe there's some health complications there.
I think he's just burnt out.
Yeah.
I don't think it's health. I think he's burnt out.
And I feel that. Like, burnout, I assume, happens to a lot of coaches. And I assume that's what happens to a lot of coaches on the back end of their tenures at certain places. Like, Chris Peterson could be one. What's the one I'm thinking about off the top of my head? I had it yesterday.
Urban?
Bob Stoops?
Bob Stoops, yeah. Depending how you look at it. I think
Spurrier.
Steve Spurrier, yes. I think Gary Patterson's
Spurrier
going down
allegedly,
that route.
while the team was practicing, would be on the other practice field practicing his golf swing while he was still the coach.
I think TCU's Gary Patterson's eventually go down that route where I just need a break. I feel like TCU's going to drive him insane. The crazy games that they'd be having in the Big 12. But yeah, Chris Peterson stepped down. It seemed like Washington knew ahead of time that this was at least in the works, that he probably told them maybe a week or two
Jimmy
ago.
Lake's the new head coach.
And, they definitely had a plan in place. Peterson steps down. Jimmy Lake steps up. Peterson.
Bob Stoops and Urban Meyer-esque in terms of how everything got set up.
And
Jimmy Lake was being mentioned as one of the potential DCs at Texas.
Yeah.
After they axed their DC.
And it's an upgrade for Jimmy Lake, who's Washington's had a great defense. Now, we can talk about this season, whatever, but he's terrorized teams the past couple of years with his defense. And I think it's a good thing that in-house Washington didn't have. I know the fan base is panicking because they're like, what's going on? But, there wasn't a big, we got to go find a coach and this big coaching search. No, they got their guy. And Peterson's stepping down. He still has a role in athletics, so he's still there.
Yeah.
So it could be a lot worse for Washington. But for all things considering, they've come out on top on that situation. So there's a Chris Peterson situation. We know about the Ole Miss stuff. Obviously, Arkansas head coaching.
Can we talk about the Ole Miss stuff? The Ole Miss stuff's way crazier than I think we are giving it credit for.
So Ole Miss, obviously, they lose the Egg Bowl. They, things happen. Shank the field goal. Matt Luke gets fired. They have a team meeting. 10 players walk out.
The athletic director comes in. 40 players walked out.
40 players walked out.
40 players walked out.
40 players walk out. All these players are decommitting, and that's not all this really
half the
surprising.
team basically in the quotes that I've seen that it's probably an exaggeration, but half the team is talking about potentially transferring away.
Because the thing is, Matt Luke was a player's coach. They love him. Kind of like in the same vein that Charlie Strong was, at least at Texas. Player's coach. They love him. Like, whether he's good or not, whatever, but they love him. So when that happens, what? You remember that Nick Saban video?
All I'm going to say, no, the Nick Saban in Oxford video, he's there to recruit Jeremiah Paguse. But, okay, so this is a quote that I had in the bullpen earlier. I'm going to say it now while Devin's gone and can't defend himself here. All I have to say is, if Elijah Moore doesn't get the excessive celebration penalty, they kick the extra point, make the extra point, or they go for two. Even if you lose going for two, Matt Luke probably has a job today.
He probably does.
But when you lose in that embarrassing a fashion, we didn't even talk about Elijah Moore catching a punt and then trying to fair catch it after catching it and just getting lit up. We didn't even talk about that. But if Elijah Moore just has the awareness to be like, hey, this is a huge moment. I don't need to do anything really dumb right now. Matt Luke might still be the coach.
Now, I kind of want to get your opinion on this, and I'll ask Jack the question first. I think you said it actually in a group message that we have. Matt Luke may have just been the stopgap during sanctions.
He was. I mean, he was like.
So even if they won that game, do you think he still has a job?
Yes, I think he still has the job because he's. Like, I don't think they viewed him as the long-term coach. I don't. I still like.
He may still have a
job, but I don't.
But he wouldn't last
I don't
very
think he
long.
was going to be the coach in 3-4 years.
Yeah.
But like, if you listen to the quotes from the Ole Miss players as they left the meeting, they were like, "We just don't get it. We thought next year was going to be our year. Like that was going to be our year that we were back, and now you do this, and we don't know if half the team's coming back."
And so you may see a lot of people transferring out. It's almost
watch
akin to
what Jerrion Ely does. That's going to tell you a lot because he went there because they were giving him the opportunity to play football and baseball, and he loved Matt Luke. And then Matt Luke's gone. He was the third player out the door during the meeting. If he leaves, you're going to see everybody leave because when he left, that's when the mass exodus happened.
Jack, what do you think about the Matt Luke situation?
Yeah, I think the players' response to it is telling of the fact that you don't hear about this kind of story unless the coach is extremely popular, and that's exactly what has happened here at Ole Miss. Yes, I do think he was just a replacement coach, but I think that kind of role, even if that was that initially, can evolve over time, and usually replacement coaches can evolve into full-time coaches, and it seemed like the Ole Miss program had been heading in the right direction these past 2 years, coming back from sanctions, and I don't think it's out of the realm of possibilities for Matt Luke to put together a at least competent, maybe not contending Ole Miss team, because that's a tall task being in the SEC West and all, but the ability of Matt Luke to kind of get the program back on its feet and the result of this firing with the players' responses to it is kind of, I just think, it's going to be very hard for Ole Miss to recover from this situation, I think, regardless of whether or not Matt Luke was the answer. When you have a PR disaster and a program disaster like this, if your players aren't happy about it's going to be hard to find someone the players like more than Matt Luke, and that's going to not go a long way towards teamwork in the future.
So now I guess my question is, this is more of an Ole Miss and Arkansas question. How attractive are those jobs considering you got to play some tough teams year in and year out, and you're starting from a dumpster fire in Arkansas and a fire sale in Ole Miss, pretty much.
Well, let's talk about, while we're going to talk about those two SEC jobs, let's bring up the third one.
Missouri?
And how would you rank? How would you rank Missouri, Ole Miss, and Arkansas now in terms of the attractiveness of the job?
I think Missouri's definitely number one. I think they have the structure there.
I disagree with you there.
You think so?
I think Missouri's a tough place to win.
You think Ole Miss is number one?
I think Ole Miss is one, Missouri's two, and Arkansas is a distant third.
I think the reason why I put Missouri first is two reasons. A, Ole Miss is the better pipeline. You'll be able to get some recruits there. It's that you have to deal with the player coach being fired in a bad way, and you have to go in and control that locker room. I think with Missouri,
if you get through that, though, you're golden
set up
compared to the other two.
My second thing is, I'd rather play in the East than the West. Playing in the West, being a head coach in the West is not easy, and you got to go through a lot of growing pains if you're gonna be the head coach of Arkansas and Ole Miss. At least in the East, if you go in with that setup that Missouri already has, whether it's better than Ole Miss, whatever, you're in the East. There's Georgia and there's Florida. There's room for number 3 there with Missouri. If you're in the West, you got Alabama, you got Auburn, you got LSU, if Jimbo can figure out what the heck is going on in Texas A&M, that's a whole other different story.
I don't think he can.
You have A&M, that's 4. At best, you're the 5th best team in that conference or in that side of the division. Now, Jimbo's a whole other story. I don't know if we have time to get into that after their 50-7 drubbing that they got by LSU.
I mean, but we saw that coming. We saw
that. I mean, we saw it.
I don't know if I expected it to be 50-7. Considering how
I saw a drubbing. I don't know if 50-7 popped in my head. I was thinking more like maybe 34-10. But
I mean, I fully expected LSU to embarrass them and win that game by 30 plus.
And boy, did they.
They won by 45. They won 52-7.
Oh, 52-7.
But I mean, you look at the LSU quotes that were leading into that game. Oh, they've had their eyes on A&M ever since they beat Alabama. Because I mean, the quote from Orgeron when they beat Arkansas, and they were like, "Y'all didn't really celebrate." It seems like, yeah, we don't celebrate beating Arkansas. Arkansas hasn't won anything in a long time.
Yeah.
And then Joe Burrow the next day at his presser, when they're asking about the A&M game, and he's got a real like sly grin on his face. He's just like, looking forward to the opportunity to go in 12-0. And without saying it, he's basically saying, we've been ready for this.
They didn't forget last year.
It was a revenge game. And and my goodness, they killed him.
Yeah.
And they're going to do something similar to Georgia on Saturday.
That Georgia game is very, very interesting.
Was there a game Saturday?
Well, I hope you guys like on the rundown me giving a name to each of these championship games.
I enjoyed them. I read them yesterday. Yeah, I do think the ACC Coastal All-Star team did get shafted in not being selected to go to Charlotte, but I think it's a pretty good slate on Saturday and Friday. I think the Pac-12 championship is.
Yep, Pac-12 gets the lone, big game on Friday. I don't think there's any other game other than Pac-12 championship. That should be a lot of fun. But we're going to head to our last commercial break, and we come back. We'll wrap up the Extra Point here on WGL 911 and Eagle Eye TV.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
El que San Jude no cobra ni un centavo para nosotros significa quitarnos todo ese estrés, esa preocupación y podernos enfocar en nuestra hija.
That was the first thing I was like, how are we going to do this? When St. Jude told us that we didn't have to pay a single bill, I was like, wow. They pretty much have saved us.
It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders, and now your focus is supporting this child.
There is not another hospital like St. Jude. The patient care is unmatchable. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
Hey, Dr. Phil here. I help people solve difficult and trying personal problems every day on my TV show, but there's one problem that's just got me stumped: childhood hunger. Nearly 16 million children in America struggle with it. That's 1 in 5 kids who may not know where their next meal is coming from, despite the fact that there's more than enough healthy, nutritious food out there to feed them all. Now, I don't know about you, but that is unacceptable to me. Luckily, the Feeding America network of good people is out there collecting surplus food and giving hope to hungry children and their families at local food banks all across the country. But let's face it, they can't do it without your help. Join me in supporting Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
Danger, danger. I don't fit in, I'm a stranger. Believer. I can take out all the evil.
And welcome back inside the Extra Point here on WGL 911 and Eagle Eye TV. Hello, everybody. Jared Diller, joined by Carter Bird and Jack Hart, as we have less than 10 minutes to go. And I guess we can keep on going with Black Monday yesterday, as coaches getting fired left and right. Charlie Strong is out. We know Peterson's gone. We know Rutgers hired Greg Schiano. That's a whole other story. if you want to get into that, Texas, Carter, you said it best, playing musical chairs.
Yeah. They fired everyone.
They fired and shuffled around pretty much everybody. I mean, it's that weird coaching carousel, college football. Around and around it goes. Where it ends, nobody knows.
Hey, my favorite quote was by the Texas AD this past weekend, where he was like, he really loves the foundation that they've built, because
that 7-5 foundation.
7-6, 10-4, 7-5. He goes, when is the last time we had 3 winning seasons in a row? That's the actual Texas AD talking. That's awesome. That's how far Texas has fallen. They're talking about the foundation of 3 winning seasons in a row and what that means to their program.
I mean, look, when you go through the ups and downs that Texas have, I guess you just take whatever you can. Look at Rutgers. Rutgers has been trash since, I don't know, a long time. So they look for anybody to bring them out from the deep basement that is whatever that they're in. And they get Greg Schiano. Now, I'm not going to get into this whole discussion about Schiano and the Tennessee stuff, but an 8-year contract for Schiano, I mean, I guess, I don't know. I hope nothing bad happens. I guess it's the best thing I can say in that situation. That's a Rutgers got their guy, I guess.
The quote or the tweet that I saw about Schiano is Schiano's the only coach ever to lose a job because of a fan revolt and then get a job because of a fan revolt. Because he had the Tennessee job.
He had it.
And Tennessee rampaged about some extremely loose connections to Penn State and him not getting the job, and then he didn't get the job at Rutgers, and then the fans came after them for, like, why would you not hire this guy? It's going to be interesting to watch him go back to the Rutgers sideline, because, I mean, he hasn't been there since Ray Rice, and that was the last time Rutgers was solid.
Yeah.
Rutgers had a 4 bowl game win streak under Schiano back in the day, 06 to 09, which is crazy to think about now.
It's something. Rutgers beats Ohio State next year? I don't know.
Wait, that 06, let's think about this. Wasn't it 06 when Kansas was ranked second at one point?
That was 07.
But
still, that's probably better.
In 06, Rutgers finished the season ranked number 12 in the country.
We had a season where Kansas and Rutgers were in the top 15. Kansas and Rutgers.
Yeah.
And now they're both back on the rise, apparently.
Man, I really wish Kansas did better this year. They got smoked by Baylor.
Yeah, because it's Kansas.
I thought Les Miles, I don't know, inject something into their veins or something. Not PEDs.
What do you mean? They did. He did. They went on the road and won as 24-point underdogs against Boston College. They almost beat Texas again. Should have beaten Texas again.
I was kind of hoping
they beat Texas Tech in the most hilarious fashion ever.
I was really, really hoping that they would have got 6 wins and got bowl eligible.
Hey, you gotta take baby steps when you take over the worst
No.
Power 5 job.
I want to go from here and I want to go there. All right. I want to go to the ship. Okay.
It's really hard to go from 3-9 to 12-2 like Gus Malzahn did in year 1.
Wow. I was going from 3-9 to 6-6. 30-win differential. That's all I was asking for. That's all I want. But now
that's what Kansas is going to do next year, I think, because they weren't 3-9 last year. They had to take the middle step there.
Now I don't know. College football's weird. Just like how we're gonna get Texas in the Texas in the Red Box Bowl. Did I say that? It's somewhere in these messages. Florida State,
somewhere that they can get a win, and Sam Ehlinger can get on the mic and the trophy celebration and say Texas is back, even though they're 8-5 or.
It's either Texas's Red Box or Cheez-It Bowl, and Florida State projected, and I don't even know, is the ACC lined up for the Birmingham Bowl? Like,
yeah, they are.
They're tying?
Because Wake was there.
Florida State Birmingham Bowl? Do you guys want to go watch Florida State play?
Who's their coach? Nobody.
Interim?
They still haven't hired. They almost hired Deion Sanders 2 weeks ago.
Well, I've been perusing around message boards, and the Florida State message boards are lighting up because apparently they set up their.
They don't have any money.
They set up a conference room. Their conference room, I think they call it the Champions Club. They have all their press conferences in.
Oh no!
They, without announcing anything, set it up like it's set up for a press conference. And for some odd reason, Florida State just painted their field yesterday. And usually,
what color?
The same color that they always do. They painted their field, and usually that's because they go take pictures on it, like when new hires and stuff happen. So apparently something's happening in the next couple of days. So the message boards are like just flying off the hook right now.
They're filming a movie.
They might, just like Clemson did at halftime.
They're bringing back Bobby Bowden.
Jared, you'll be interested to know that LSU is tearing up their field after this season to put in some new drainage hoses, and you can take home a slab of sod that Joe Burrow stepped on.
I may need that.
Well, good, because they are known for having a horrendous quality field.
But it never rains in Death Valley.
As you said, as you went down to that Auburn game and it rained before the game.
That's what they say.
We got 30 seconds. Is there anything else we need to talk about in college football?
When was the last time Kansas won more than 3 games?
2011.
2010.
The correct answer is 2009, where they went 5-7.
Very cool.
Solid.
And then they were 8-5 in 2008.
Solid. We're bringing those years
They've
back.
been fluctuating between 0 and 3 wins from 2010 on until this year, where they won 4 games.
Wow, they're really gonna be happy to get out of this decade. Oh man. Oh, with that being said, that's gonna do for the extra point today. Thank you, Carter and Jack, for joining me on the show. And well, got 3 more shows of this. We got a special that
We're not doing shows next week.
Not during
I'm
finals.
in.
We got the one special show that's 4 hours long.
What's that? The bowl game special?
Yes, we got to talk about that literally after this show ends, because I don't know what time we're gonna do that. But we'll figure that out, and then we'll let everybody know. But thank you guys for watching. Let's take Extra Point here on WGL 91.1 FM. That does it for the Extra Point here on WEGL 91.1 FM and Eagle Eye TV. Want to watch more? Catch replays of the Extra Point on Eagle Eye TV by going to eagleeyeauburn.com. You can also go to WEGL 91.1 FM YouTube page for full replay. Want to listen more? We have you covered. Tune in to Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, or SoundCloud and search WEGL 91.1 FM for more of the Extra Point and other sports content. Stay up to date with the latest news and sports by visiting WEGLFM.com. The Extra Point, bringing you the X's and O's from around the plains of Auburn and around the world of sports. Auburn's best sports talk radio show, Auburn's only sports talk TV show. Watch and listen live Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to noon. WEGL Sports, where every game lives.
So alive, I felt like I